So on a Mac, tables down here on the left-hand side. So normally it just needs to be expanded on. It's there. On Windows, under the Home tab, under Annotation, you can go Tables. Also, under the Annotation tab, the Tables thing is normally on the far right-hand side where there's a ribbon. So you guys on Windows, just tell me that you found the table layout. Okay. So when I create a table, it's pretty much a case of like when you're creating an array of something, is it's a click and drag scenario. And as you create it, it brings up your window for editing. It's the standard style. There's no other styles really here available. My font size is 6, which is why I said it looks better in paperspace. And if I just click off, just to show you what it looks like, that's kind of what it looks like. And there's my table. And if I click on it again, I've got all my cells. I've got a big cell across the top, which is my title. And then these are normally called header cells, which means they're just at the head of the column. In Excel, it means you can filter and stuff by those different items. But if I go to a layout page, for example, and I show you what this kind of looks like, an example of here. Go back to my model, and if I just create a circle of radius 1000, so this is a 2-meter circle, you can see the size issue that I'm having here. If I go to my paper space and I middle click, so there's my circle at a certain scale, that's 2 meters, 2-meter circle. And I go and create a table here. You'll see how automatically my table looks a little bit better in paper space. And it's because of the text size in there. So the text size is 6 mils, standard, rows and columns 5, table width and table height. So it works better in paper space. I don't know why. They expect you to do tables mostly in paper space, but be that as it may, that's how it's set up. And essentially what you can do here is, if you look at the videos, all he's really doing is he's using a table to create a schedule. He creates a schedule of so this is not duplicating it because I've changed my rows and columns. It's now gone to page 2, page 3. So I'd have to do I'd have to change probably my number of rows and columns, possibly. Like I said, I don't use tables a heck of a lot. Normally what I'll do is I'll set up what I'm needing to table, and I will what's his name? Fit lines around my tables themselves. Table breaking active. So there must be a way I can set this table to do other stuff. Anyway, so normally what would happen is I come in here and I'd call this table 01, and then I'd have, for example, here door height. This is literally what the guys are doing in that video. Door height. This would probably be in a door number. This would be height, length, room, or whatever the case is. So you'd have all these different values for your table. This is why I don't like using tables and that, because your control of the item is kind of works like spreadsheet, but it doesn't work like spreadsheet. I don't know how to get it to expand my column. There we go. Door height, select the column, expand the column, length of room, etc. So then the next one you'd have door number, so door 1, height 2.1, width 8, so it's 0.8 if I'm doing it in terms of meters, and room, bedroom or something. Up length. Room. So that's kind of the basics of a table. There's really much more to it than this. So it gives you the opportunity to tabulate or table certain information. If you want to do a schedule, like a door schedule, door number, height. Now, having said that, if you set up fields and you had your door as a block and you attributed certain items to it, you could pull these things out as fields. So what I'll show you as a different example is if I go and do, a bit easy to show as a show and tell. Let's do a basic table here. Let's say I want to do quite simply this sort of stuff, room areas. So, and I could say here, okay, bedroom, and I could say here, kitchen. So, for example, like that. And if I had a drawing, maybe what I should do is expand this. Let's scale this by a factor of 100. So let's draw a house now. So let's draw a house of 10 dimensions. 10, 10, 3, 10, 3. Okay, there was a room 10 by 10, and I had maybe some division of space here. So let's say I had that and that. So let's say this was my kitchen. Text in here. I'll just say kitchen. Boom. Cool. Text is really small. It is there. I haven't set up any styles. This is a basic template from CAD. So there's none of my styles in here. So everything is really small. So obviously I need to set up everything. You guys would have set this up already from the previous file. And kitchen. This is bedroom. Okay. What I could do now is I can call out the area of this thingy and also then apply it to here if I start using the idea of fields. So fields really are a case of using what AutoCAD has built into it in terms of understanding certain things. It obviously understands its own geometry. So if I use the case of a polyline, so what I'm going to do is just do a wall here just to make that look a little bit more effective. Maybe I'll do a offset here just to kind of make this look more like a room. And let's just trim to that. So we've got some sort of room kind of allocation here. We've got a kitchen and a bedroom, and you want to say now hatch this area to give it a thingy, but you also want to pick out the area. How would you determine the area of this particular? You probably have to do a polyline, so you go PL for polyline. You should probably have a layer here called areas. Let's have it as a no plot layer. Because it's not going to be a plot layer, let's make it a funky color like a shocking pink, just so that we can see what's going on. And I'm going to make the default layer, and I'm going to go polyline. I'm going to make a polyline around this particular close, just to close it off. And a bit of a funky funk. Yeah, there you go, there's my bedroom polyline. I'm going to do a polyline around the kitchen shaker as well. Just to show you how this works. Okay, so I've got a polyline from my bedroom and my kitchen. And traditionally how we would get the area of this is we'd go and select this line, we'd scroll down our properties, we'd find the area, and it's this square millimeters area, and we'd count back 6 decimal places to see what the square meter just means. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 34.8 square meter bedroom, pretty large bedroom. Not too bad. So 34.8 square meters for the bedroom, and we can come in here and we can say, okay, bedroom, and we can say 34.8 SQM. So we're going to find the thing. Oh, that's cool, bedroom done like that. Right, to become kitchen, and we can say, okay, the area here is, well, I don't know what it is. Okay, go back out of here, select polyline, go find out what my area is, 13.4, and I could go type it in. Or what we can do is we can use fields, and what we do is we go kitchen, coming out with enter. Now we come up to your text editor, and you'll have this little, looks like a form with a letter on it. It's called insert field. Now this is where the power comes into it. We're using fields. So you click on insert field. It brings you up this insert field dialog, which looks the same on Windows as it does on a Mac. And you can check this is the sort of expressions I was talking about, percentage less than, or whatever the case is. And there's all these different fields that you could import. You can import the paper size, plot date, plot orientation, plot scale, project. So some of these things, some of these various you could load into as a project, and you can use them in your title block. So you can have a plot date or plot scale or plot date field, and it would populate that into your title block quite nicely, like cleverly. I'm just showing you a fairly simple example. I'm going to look at objects. I want to look at an object. No, object. I want to look at objects. What is object? Named object. So yeah, object. There's no pre here because I haven't put any values in. The object type I'm looking for is a, where's this object? Named object. Where is it? Nine type. It's not working on this. Formula. Why is it not giving me what I want? Date and time, or object type. Sorry. Select my object. Select my object. Polyline. Okay, so let me show that again because it got a little bit confusing. So kitchen. There's my cursor. I want to insert a field. I want to insert the area as I know it's an object. So select object, and here it gives me an option to pick that object out. So I'm going to pick up this object here, which is this. It tells me it's a polyline. Gives me a preview because I've already got area. I can say color. I can say layer. I can say whatever I want to call out here, but I want to call out area. And it's giving me it in square millimeters to multiple decimal places here. So I don't really want it like that. I want it to be decimal, right? So that's okay. So at least it's gone to 4 decimal places. I can change the precision to make it 0 because that's kind of how we work in. But square millimeters is still not helpful for me. So what I can do is I can go additional format. And what I can do is I can apply a fact to this. And we know it's 6 decimal places. So what I'm going to do is start adding in zeros until I get this to be 13 square meters. So there's a 13 square meters. So there's 6 decimal places over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. And I can put a suffix in here. So I can make this SQM, decimal period, thousands. We don't have to want to say okay. And I can change my precision again to 0.0, and there you go, 13.4 square meters. That's my precision. This is what the field expression looks like. If I had to type this out in the old school way, this is what I'd have to type out to get that to work. So there we go, and I go choose, and boom, there it is, kitchen, 13.4 square meters. How groovy is that? So now I know that my kitchen is that area exactly, my bedroom is that. The value should be in now is that if I change this, my bedroom gets bigger, should change that expression. This expression, why is it not changing? So if I go object, and I pick up this object again here, and I go choose, that's irritating that it's not doing it as I want it before. It's actually harder now this way around. So this object is there. Must be a way to change this as a standard. Rotating. I must be able to say this as a standard. Okay, current 0.0 decimal error. Cool. Choose that. What was it done? Polygon area decimal 0. Done it there, done it twice. Okay, so a little bit of a workaround, but it's updated now to that polyline, whereas this one is still a numbered format. So if my bedroom got smaller, I'd have to go and find out what the area is on this here, 23.3, and then change this to 23.3. What's nice about this, though, is that I can bring it again into here. So I should be able to copy that and go here to kitchen and go put that in there like that. So that should link. The other thing I should be able to do here is go insert a field. I can do an object, select my bedroom, polyline, area, decimal, additional format. Uh, 22.38 suffix square meters. 7.0 and go choose, and it should do it there like that. There we go. That is like that. The only thing it's not doing is updating. I'll find out if there's a way to get it to update specifically. Oh no, there you go. Ha, it did. So you check that, jump to 34.8. That's how it does it. So move the bedroom size, REA to regenerate all. Sorry, REA. This one hasn't changed because it's not a field. This one has changed, yeah, so bedroom has changed 24.2, 16.5. So let's see again, if I move my kitchen smaller, basically what I need to do now, make my bedroom bigger, still linked to this polyline. And I go RE8 to regen all, everything will change. Kitchen 11, bedroom, this number stays because it's dumb. This bedroom changed to 38.3. So fields like that are able to call up information on items. The other one that also should work is if you make like a circle with maybe a PL through it, so you do something like this. So say now this is a block that you've made. Block symbol. You should be able to do something like that. Select the base point. Select the object, like exploding, and description. It might be a case where, and I haven't fiddled with it, I'm doing this sort of off the cuff. Add a description for the block. Might just be circle, square, block. Now I might be able to call up this thingy in a field. So if I go here and I click on object, select the object, select that object, block reference, property. I wonder maybe it's name, format lowercase, say choose, and there it is there. Scale this up, text height. Should put up this block's name, object, type. Oh, it's not giving him its name. Oh, it might be its reference. Not unit. Object name. Block. No. Alright. Let's see if we can do other objects. Object. Block reference. It's not giving me anything super valuable. I was hoping to get something more about the block. Text style, dimension style, multi style. It's not doing what I wanted. I was hoping to be able to call out its name. There's a name there. Block symbol. Definitely. I can suggest a field here. Okay, so it's not doing exactly what I want. But that's the basics of it. Alone is quite valuable. Areas. Let's figure out how you can reference other things like blocks, names, and stuff for field. Maybe get a list of what can and can't be referenced in field. Let me make a note of that quickly. Okay. That's from a tables and fields perspective. So here's a table, there's a field, and obviously you change things. This updates because it's linked to something quite important. There you go, quite valuable. And then if we go to our layouts and we look at getting this plotted, there's a certain scale, so maybe like a 1:100. There it is there, and we go plots, and we just do a preview. There it is there. Kitchen 23.3, kitchen 23.3, bedroom 34, bedroom 38. So those shadings you see aren't plotted. They're just to show you that those are field entries versus something like that, which is a non-entry. It's just a standard text. It just shows you that there's a field entry on there. But there really should be a way to do more tagging with fields. And again, it's not something I've used in CAD. It's a fairly newish thing for me. And I don't use CAD that much anymore. But you should be able to, I'm imagining, add some more properties to these different things. But yeah, that is it in a nutshell. So the other one, which is quite cool, is like a plot scale and plots. So you could go, and I'm not sharing my screen right now. Let me go see if I can get it to work. Share screen again. So if I go to layout one here, and I say have a title block here, and I want to go plot, and I want to say plot scale, then insert a field that will reference, let's let's see what I could find. Objects. Let's see what it does if I find this in here. Where is this? There we go. So it's picked up the viewport. It's picked up my scale. Annotation scale. I can pick up all sorts of other stuff. Layer, line type, line weight, object, on, plot style, shader, plot center, transparency, visual style. But annotation scale is perfect. First in capital. You can say choose, and there you go. It's changed my scale. So I could put that in my title block, scale of my drawing, and I could do it for various ones. So that if this scale, oopsie, if this scale then changed, table, this scale now changed to 1:50. I regenerated everything. That'll change us. So you can use that in there in a title block. You should also be able to go and do things like should be able to give no, it isn't CAD, but you can load project details. Project manager, what is that? Load project manager. That's not really what we're looking for. So in AutoCAD, you can go and give project details like site location, client name, client information, and you can add all that information in. Yeah, it seems not here. Field. There's all these different types of fields. So you can do an author. But where do you add your author details? So I want to know. Date and time, so that's obviously also valuable for plots, for your title block. Put your date of plots and time of plots. Documents, objects. Those are complex. Plot, login, paper size. No, paper size. Plot projects. That's what I want to know, where you can get the project information. Anyway, I'll find out more what else you can reference in these things. I'll just provide a link. So there are ways to do different types of fields. Okay, cool. Well, that's tables and fields in a nutshell. Like I said, I don't use tables. Fields, yeah, might be quite valuable. I haven't again used them, but in fact, now that I see with the area one, quite quickly just doing a couple of areas might be helpful, putting things around, because you just never know if you've checked it. Have I updated my area since I've changed my room space? Maybe not. But if it's a field, it will always check for you. Like, you should be able to do that with a hatch as well. So even without a polyline, you should be able to use the hatch that's in that space and pull the area from the hatch, because that's another way to get your area of space, is to hatch the whole area. Or if you have hatched it, click on the hatch and see what area that hatch is taking up. So that's kind of it.